Professional greeting, you guys have a copy of the $250,000 call script. We kind of went a little bit about that. Let's see here. Google Voice, if you do not have a second line, I do recommend you get some type of a second line. Google Voice is free, it's cheap. I mean, it doesn't get any cheaper than free, right? But it's free. And when the phone rings, at least you know a person is calling about your notary services. That way you can position yourself to answer the phone accordingly. Another thing that you could do, you can either get a second line. So depending on your web designer, I'm sorry, your cell phone provider. I do everything, right? I do electrical, I do plumbing, I do all that, and that might be great. But when you have a really big problem, you're looking specifically for a plumber, right? You're looking specifically for a person that is an electrician because you don't want your house to catch on fire. So being a specialist, you're able to charge more. Two ways of increasing your customer's lifetime value. You can either increase the price or you can increase how long they do business with you. And we also went over, some of the price points that I use for my power of attorney services. Medical power of attorney, financial power of attorney. This is the customer journey. After they do the medical and financial power of attorney, they're usually getting a transfer of death instrument, which is also called to the side. That makes sense? So that is valuable right there. Assisted living, same thing applies. Hospice, same thing applies. Hospitals, again, you'll have the security guard at the front or you'll have the receptionist up front. And then you may have to talk to a social worker to do that. Now, the trick is with nursing homes, hospitals, hospice, assisted living facilities like that, they do not have a notary on staff. The reason is they don't want to be held liable because they provided that notary. They would prefer having a third-party witness, a third-party company facilitate that work. Law firms are really good, especially the law firms that do with Okay, so this says save 25%. You can change this. It can say whatever you want it to say. Save $10, right? It can say whatever you want it to say. You can put valid through. Now, what I do suggest is that you do like valid for 6 months. Valid for 6 months, because you never know when you don't want to give it too much of a deadline, because this is a need. I get something notarized on a need basis, right? So there could be months that this customer doesn't get anything, and then within that 6 months they get something. So when you have it, oh man, the money is in the list. The money is in the list. Okay, let's go over it. Get out of there. And then we went over the messages, how you can send different messages, right? And let's see here. And the way you can set it up is like, see, I have it set it up with U.S. Notary Agency. Whatever the title or the name of the company that you have, you can set up where there's follow-up messaging. So right in here is a follow-up series, right? So these are the messages that go out automatically. And you can see the open rate, 53%. So every single person, hold on. I just thought of another one. Hey, yes, I did. Oh, you're going to like this one. There's 8. You have the vehicle POA. When a person gets their car towed, right? And sometimes they can't retrieve their own vehicle. I've done many of these, the vehicle POA, and they have to appoint somebody to go retrieve the vehicle for them. I had a guy that was on house arrest. They caught him, in the suburbs. He couldn't leave the house, and he had to ask his girlfriend to go get the vehicle. So they had to do a vehicle power of attorney, $178. And the pressure, I'm starting to create vouchers right here. So I'm still in the experimental phase right now, but I believe from the research that I've been doing, a voucher is going to be really, really powerful, more than the coupon code, because people like vouchers, people like credit, right? Things to get credited to their account. So I created with my notary agency logo right here. It's going to say like $30 off. Of course, I can always mark my prices up and then drop it down. That's why you always